First 40, wasn't it? Real arm wrestle at times, and both sides having to revert to the kicking game to get through this solid defence. And you just get the feeling that it could sway one way or the other with a bad mistake, maybe a penalty given.
Goal, good.
What a fantastic kick-off again from Foster. Maguire had to reach forward, hit the ground, roll over, and then give it to Peacock. By that time, the St Helens chasers had gone half the length of the field and penned him down.
It really is a special skill, that kick-off. Some guys in the game have got it, and there's a few people that can't quite master it yet. But if you can get it, it can be a fantastic weapon for you. And Jamie Foster is one that has certainly mastered the art.
Evan Sinfield was inside the 40, but the bounce of the ball brings it back towards the posts. So Foster will run it back once again. By the way, I've been handed the result of the Academy International in Perpignan this evening. France 19, England 28. Hull's Rhys Lynn getting 4 tries. Warrington's Ryan Shaw getting a couple. And talking of Warrington, there was a walk, a sponsored walk, a sponsored run and a sponsored bike ride left the Royal Borough of Appleton in Warrington today for Wrexham. 38 miles, and they've raised £5,000 for Help for Heroes. Well done to them. Nice chip through by Foster, but I was going to say brilliant defence from Webb, but he drops the ball.
Can't believe it. He cannot believe it. Peacock's saying, well, surely someone's knocked it out. I don't think so. I think he just lost total control. It was great work by Jamie Foster. Quick hands, got him away out there on that left-hand side, put the kick in, did everything right, and then look at this, dropped it. No one near him.
It was dropped in the in-goal area, so it is a goal line dropout. Brent Webb plainly does not agree.
I think what he's complaining about, he perhaps thought that he was obstructed as he was going for that ball. There certainly was a bit of a collision, but nothing that should really bring about a penalty by the official Phil Bentham. And as you said, Eddie, a golden opportunity now. It's Saints have started well. And the one thing I've noticed is that they wanted to get it out wide very, very quickly.
It was a very good goal line dropout, though, from Sinfield, wasn't it? Look where they start this set of 6 from. Gaskell pops it up again to McGuinness.
Hold.
Roby is scheming again, finds Soliola. Trying to use the strength to barge past the defenders. Here goes Roby again, Leeds just on the back foot for a moment there. Great ball to Lomax, spins away from one. Peacock gets it down. What a pass! What a try, Roby! What a pass from Lomax! Well, Euston Harris, the Welsh national coach, could not believe that Johnny Lomax was not named in the England squad this week. And he's shown there that he is an Englishman knocking on the door of International Rugby League. OK, Roby scored it, and he was the guy in support, but just look at the skill in a moment.
Well, that was the error, wasn't it, by Brent Webb? The experience from a man that's been around so long, got them in position, but Roby started it, and he finished it. This is great work by Roby. Look at this, puts himself in a position. Never say die attitude. That's what makes James Roby such a talented player. The offload, beautiful there from Scarsbrook. Carthy Scarsbrook, the offload, but he's the guy that started it. And watch him just put himself in a good position. Good work though by Lomax, twisting, bouncing away from 2. I said it could be an error, and it was from the fullback Brent Webb. And this should be easy for this kid.
Well, Foster with the opportunity to add the extras. Boy, they've got some young players here. Foster adds the extra 2. Lomax with the pass, Roby with the try. Terry O'Connor is on the sideline with the Exiles coach, I understand. Brian McLennan.
A very excited Brian McLennan. Eddie, what you'd expecting next week from the England side up against the Exiles side? I think there's 6 of your players playing here tonight.
Yeah, expect the England team to be very strong. They picked a very good squad, so when they narrow it down to 18, we know it's going to be a very formidable side.
Will your lads be up for the game?
Yeah, we will. We're very passionate about representing down under really well, so we can't wait to get in camp. Got 6 of them playing tonight, and and they're going fairly well, and we're really looking forward to next week.
And just a word on young Johnny Lomax, he's not made the squad. A good talent for St Helens.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's a wonderful talent, and I think he's in the Knights program. A lot of young, good British talent coming through, and long may that continue.
Thanks for your time, Brian.
No problem.
Great to see him back. Brian McLennan, ex-Leeds coach, of course, and returning to Headingley next week with the Exiles. I bet he's pleased, actually, that Lomax isn't playing.
Well, it's a challenge, isn't it, Johnny Lomax? But the one thing I do know is that Brian will be taking this very, very serious indeed.
Well, I was watching Johnny Lomax warm up before the game, and it's funny sometimes you look at a team and you don't take a lot of notice what they're doing. But I was very, very switched on about Johnny Lomax with the footwork he was doing, the evasion skills, the hit and spin. And when you look at the try that he was involved in with an assist for James Roby, all those skills came to fruition. And it's players like Johnny Lomax that make you really pleased to know that there is a future here for a number of young players. And unfortunately with Johnny, of course, he's not been able to string a lot of games together this year. He's had fairly serious injury, but I think it's the second game back tonight, and he looks in great touch.
He does, and of course he came of age, made his mark at scrum half in the win at Leeds in March. He was just given everybody a reminder of the talent that he is. Oh, some tackles flying in here. Well, Huraki felt the full weight of that, and St Helens have suddenly got their tails up at the start of this second half.
Certainly are. Look how they're getting out of the blocks, and that's great work from Roby. Tireless, it's gone back.
Well, I don't know how on earth Phil Bentham has wiped the tackle count down there. It just hit James Roby on the head, didn't it?
I think James Roby has launched himself. No, he hasn't. His feet were well and truly on the ground. I thought he'd launched himself.
Now Leeds have a penalty. Brian, sorry.
Just to clear up that rule, he's made an attempt to go to the ball to try and kick it down. So that's deemed as kick pressures, deemed that he's in play. If the ball hits him, deemed he's played it.
Fair enough.
And he's turned. He's turned on the ball, which also indicates he's played at the ball.
Wilkin not happy with that decision either.
Well, it won't help his side doing things like that and looking at the official Phil Bentham. Lack of concentration, get on with it, okay. Knocking around at the play the ball area, give away the penalty.
Maybe he's frustrated with himself as much as he is with the fact that the penalty decision came. Leeds on the front foot here with Sinfield. It's a short ball away. Peacock couldn't release the pass. McShane will have a scamper. Another good young talent this fellow is as well. Paul McShane, he's only 21. He was unlucky to miss out on selection last week.
Well, that was amazing. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, St Helens players had him stopped, and then he joined in and nearly pushed the hooker over the line.
Maguire slips but takes tackle number 5, bang under the St Helens posts. McShane fires it back to Sinfield, he dabs the kick in, bouncing everywhere, went behind the dead ball line, much to the relief of the Saints, much to the frustration of Brian McDermott.
And I think this is going to be the pattern for Leeds. They know that it's difficult to get through this very solid St Helens defence. But they really have upped the gear as far as I'm concerned, Brian.
But the kick is 10 metres too long. It's not 1 metre just over the line. It needs to land just before the line.
Salford leading Wakefield 22-16 now at the Willows. New coach in place, of course. We'll see him eventually.
Oh, that was a mile forward.
It looked it. No shouts this time off the terraces. Play on. McGuinness wasn't tackled. Here's Shenton. Here's Makinson. Goes inside Ryan Hall. Can't get past him.
Well, that should have been spotted. It was so far forward. Not that the Saints will worry about it. They're getting on with it. They're getting out wide.
Lomax fires it to Wellens. Wellens then gets it to Melly, but Melly drops it under pressure.
I'll tell you, the biggest problem now for Leeds Rhinos, and it's really started about 10 minutes before half-time, and it's continued for the next 10 minutes into the second half, is the ease with which St Helens are able to come off their line and make 60-70 metres in a set of 6. They've just lost total control at the moment, Leeds. They've had one attacking raid so far, which has ended up in a kick going dead. They've got to find a way to get back into the game. At 12-4 on the scoreline, they're not out of it, but at the moment it's all St Helens with the momentum.
Flat pass to Peacock, it was flat. Wallington stretch away at Wrexham, 38-16 there. Here, we've got the best game. And Wella Haraki
did well.
And he
took a huge gamble there.
Even better than finding McShane. Here goes Burrow. And he's collared by Shenton. Last tackle here, so it's the kick from Maguire over the top. And that will run. No, it won't run dead. Yes, it will. On the 14th bounce, it ran dead.
It's amazing what a rugby league ball can do, but...
quick thinking from Foster.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed. Brian McDermott realises that these kicks are not applying the pressure, not giving them chance.
Move! Go!
Oh, did he lose that there, Foster?
Well, he certainly juggled with it.
Move!
Waved away by Phil Bentham. But he's a talent, though, isn't he? Jamie Foster.
Wilkins having a growing influence on this match. He's been at the nub of everything that St Helens have done tonight.
And so is this guy that's just passed the ball, James Roby.
Leeds know all about the offloading ability of Johnny Lomax. That's the last tackle. Go high off the boot from Gaskell, and that skips away. Dead in goal as well.
Well, not the best, is it? And both sides reverting to it, but the skill factor of getting the ball to lie in the in-goal area.
Move!
But a scoreline of 12-4, as you say, Eddie, Leeds are not out of it. They really have to come up with something different. Maybe a little chip over the top, but I've been disappointed with the way that the Rhinos attack. The dummy runners and the not too many coming on the angle. It's pretty flat play so far.
In the 54th minute, it will be exactly 100 minutes since Leeds last crossed an opposition try line. It's a concern for the Rhinos because that's the last tackle again here. Webb. So it was manna from heaven for Melly. Sinfield with the kick, and has Melly got the leg for that look? He has, you know. And Francis Melly goes in for the try for St Helens. Well, Kevin Sinfield's kick was a gift, an absolute gift. You don't often see Sinfield producing those sort of things to the opposition. But Francis Melly just plucked the ball out of the air. Another man in the exile squad for Brian McLennan. A try against Leeds in March. His try won the game against Castleford here on Easter Monday. That was the 150th of his career, and Melly comes up with a vital 4.
Well, there was no power to that kick at all, and Kevin Sinfield will be disappointed with it. It's a long way off December 25th, but that really was a gift, wasn't it? Watch there, there's no power to it. You're going to have a chip over the top. It's obviously a planned move for the centre to come onto it, but look at that. Nothing that Carl Ablett could do about it. And Melly pops it down. Good position as well. Determination. 2 or 3 looks. Anybody there? The answer is a no. And Talon's in the ascendancy.
Melly's try, but Kevin Sinfield will be bitterly disappointed with that kick.
Well, the play was to go over Francis Melly's head there. That was the tactic, to play a nice little short dab just over there. Winger going down on the sideline. Let's try something different. Kevin Sinfield just simply got it wrong. And it's hard to criticise someone that often gets things right. But in this situation, it's very costly.
It is. And Foster generally does not miss these.
Time on.
And Foster has not missed that one. It's 18-4 to Saints.
And it's a big hole for the Rhinos to get out of it. They'll be a bit disconsolate over the fact, and there is the coach, Brian McDermott, realises that this was not the best kick. Straight into the capable hands of the big fella. Shows a lot of pace as well. He's a big unit, but he knew he had them.
McCarthy Scarsbrook to run this ball back again, but only as far as Jamie Jones Buchanan, Peacock and Bailey. Graham taking the battle forward again. Delaney's round his cheek.
Well, for the next 10 minutes, Leeds have to really up the tempo. They've got to throw everything. They've got to try and get possession first, but of course they've got to just keep at it. Test their arm. Got nothing to lose now.
Graham again takes it in, tackle number 4.
Good, Ryan.
Wilkin bounces off a couple.
5.
Takes the last tackle, Badiris and Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Go. Danny!
Roby. And there's the angled kick. Ooh, which almost forced an error from Ryan Hall. His heart must have been in his mouth then. Good kick from Gaskell. Good chase from Gaskell too. They add a lot, don't they, young players? They give you lots of enthusiasm. OK, they're going to make the mistakes now and again, but don't they give you such a buzz to watch them?
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. And you know, sometimes it's forced upon you. You know, Roy Simmons, he realises that he's got so many of his stars injured. No option but to just give these youngsters a go, and they haven't let him down. Not at all.
I reckon we spend a lot of time talking about young players and mistakes they make because of their inexperience, but you know what? A lot of senior players make mistakes too, don't they? And it's just a game where mistakes are often forced. It's very hard to play a perfect match.
Well, you mind us only go back to Brent Webb, no one near him, and he dropped the ball right on his own goal line.
And yet, we spoke at the start of the game about that wonderful ankle tap, and you know that's the highs and lows, isn't it? It's about centimetres, it's about fractions of a second in this business, and that's what you'll see it over the entire 80 minutes.
Just to reinforce what everybody's saying, I think it's the energy that the young people give to the rest of the lift teams. You know, it's like putting jump leads from a battery onto another on a tiring battery. It just gives the lift because they come up with such enthusiasm, the strength of their carries and the vigour that they bring to the game.
I'm just wondering whether Roy Simmons will be tempted to throw Kyle Eastman into the fray here. We haven't seen him yet, have we? And there's been a couple of injuries, but so far Eastman has been left sitting on the bench. Great ball from Lomax to Wellens. Here goes Melly again. Melly has got Lomax, and Lomax is going in under the post for St Helens. Well, you couldn't replace Lomax with Eastman at the moment, there's no doubt about that. Johnny Lomax, and how about the burst of speed from Francis Melly as well? Only his second try of the season. Well, that's what our captain said. I thought it was his 5th try of the season, that, but we'll see.
Wonderful play there by Francis Melly. Wellens just links in at the full-back position, and he knew exactly what he had to do. Both back on the inside. The Leeds defence completely shattered. In no strong position. 2 men going for 1 man. As soon as they offloaded, he knew who was in there, Lomax. Melly's having a tremendous night. And the coach, Roy Simmons, enjoyed that.
As did that man. It is his 5th try of this Super League season, Johnny Lomax, 20 years of age. His time will come at international level, I think, don't you, Brian?
Oh, it should. You know, maybe his time should have been this next week, but it isn't. But his time will come.
Let's keep him dry for the 4 Nations.
Absolutely, and reinforce what Sean's saying. The Saints are getting out of their half far too easily when Leeds have kicked out. It's been a poor kick, or they've won the ground and run. When they ran, they had numbers there defensively, Leeds, but the speed of the play of the ball completely bamboozled them. The quality of pass and initially made the break, and the finish from Lomax was sensational. And
the wonderful thing, as far as Roy Simmons, the coach, would be happy, is that the way that Wellens just comes in chimes. You know, he was struggling early in the season, Paul Wellens. He's found that star quality again, and the shake of the head from Brian McDermott says it all. Not the best field position. They've gone for the short one, and it hasn't made it. That'll be a penalty to Saints. More pressure for the Rhinos. Brent Webb having a right old go at Phil Bentham, saying, well, it went over and then the wind blew it back. Not so sure.
No wind tonight. Did it go over the 10-metre in the air?
Tell you what, he may have a point.
He might have, but it's inconclusive, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's a man with a whistle.
Hold!
It's frustration for Leeds here, there really is.
And you talk about the fact that we haven't seen the likes of Kyle Eastman, Eddie. What a great bonus it is for the likes of Roy Simmons to say, OK, I'll throw him on the last 10 minutes, perhaps.
The point I was making is you can't really take Johnny Lomax off board. Oh, hang on. Soliola gets the ball away. Scott Moore. Oh, it's like deja vu for Leeds. They've been taken to the cleanup in the second half again. He will be delighted, Roy Simmons. I'm not sure Brian McDermott will. They are cutting Leeds open with ease at the moment. And every try is coming behind the sticks. Scott Moore back after 5 since a substitute appearance against Castleton on Easter Monday. He marks his return with another try.
They went for the short kick, didn't come off. Official said it didn't carry the 10 from that position. We've had Melly on that left-hand side cutting into ribbons. Now it's Soliola. The offload was superb. Scott Moore said, I'll finish it off right in front of the sticks. Great work. And good work from Lee Gaskell. He's been steering the ship very, very well indeed. The two combination of Gaskell and Lomax, the halfback pairing. There's the man that finished it off. Surely this man will add the extra 2. And it looks very much like Leeds are staring down the barrel of a huge defeat.
Foster adds the extras. There's a top 4 breakaway developing here. Leeds began the night 5th and 3 points adrift. 1, 2, 4 tries. And Brian McDermott's men have got no answer to this at the moment. 30 points to 4. There'll be a 5-point gap tonight between Leeds and the top 4. It's not the end of the world, but it's a massive, massive deficit to make up.
Certainly is, and they realise it as well. Brian McDermott, the Rhinos coach, fully aware that they needed a good, solid win to give them the lift and the wherewithal and the belief that they can get and mix it with the big boys. But I'm afraid this second half, and I made the point early, Sean, in regards that St. Helens, they didn't want an arm wrestle this second half. As soon as they restarted, they wanted to swing it out wide, and they have just ripped them apart on either centre.
Yeah, they have. They've landed in good position. I don't think Leeds have controlled the tackle very well. They've certainly not controlled the air nor the floor, although there's an example where they have, and you will appreciate it's a very slow play, the ball. Therefore, you can come forward, you can put pressure on, even though it's a last play option. It's a good kick from Lee Gaskell, but that just hasn't happened enough. And Leeds now, coming from this position, have made too many mistakes. They've just made too many errors and put themselves under unnecessary pressure.
Hold, go.
Well, Brent Webb is having a real conversation with Phil Bentham.
2.
There'll only be one winner there.
Hold, go.
Well, we saw it last week against Warrington. You know, things weren't going well for them. And quite a few of the players, experienced players as well, thought that it was their turn to have a little natter with the referee. And Brian McDermott was furious about it last week. He'll have the same things to say tonight.
Badiris pops it up. Kylie Luluai. Last tackle.
Hold, Saints.
Now,
hold, go.
How good is the kick this time? Burrow drills it into the ground, but it's straight to Wellens, who gives it to Makinson.
Move. And hold, go. Straight up, Ali, come on.
Wellens again.
2. Move. And wait, go.
Roby. Scott Moore.
3.
This is better from Leeds. Oh, dear.
Second goal. Get a second goal. Kylie Luluai. Sheer frustration.
What on earth did I say? Well, and then he knocked the ball out.
Well, it's an example of what I was saying. Scott Moore saw a little hole. He went through it. He got an offensive win, and then Kylie Luluai's had another go. And you just can't do that. It's good refereeing.
1. Move. Got him there. Hold.
Well, now we have James Graham having a little chat, saying that
there we are, it's chatting. No, it's chatting by Brent Webb that has cost Leeds 15 metres. It's dissent from Webb.
And he should bring the captain over.
1.
Bit of a word in his ear. It's the lack of discipline is a huge concern for Brian McDermott.
They're frustrated with themselves, they're frustrated with the referee. It's a great offload again.
2. Move.
Once again, James Roby, he's been magnificent.
Goal 2.
Moore and Gaskell. Finds Soliola.
3.
Good job that Haraki and Lauatiti were there.
Hold.
Roby again,
Goal,
scampers
3.
in. Lomax. Lomax. Still.
4. Move. Wait. Wait. Goal 4.
Roby this time. Thought about going himself. Oh, the pass comes off. And it's Wellens. Well, when you're on top of your game, things like that come up for you. When you're struggling, passes like that, as we saw in the first half for Leeds, at exactly the same angle in front of the post, it just doesn't happen. Paul Wellens with the latest St Helens try. He got a try at Leeds in March, he's got a try here tonight. 7 for the seasons for Wellens.
Silly play by Kylie Luluai, then added to it 10 metres further down. A little bit of a chat from Brent Webb. Been very vocal, hasn't he, the Leeds full-back, and they've paid the price. Some went out, some stayed around. Wilkin took the gamble, and Wellens gleefully accepts. They just don't know what's hitting them, Leeds. They do not know where to position themselves. They quick play the ball, quick hands, and what about the final pass from John Wilkin? To be fair, when you're running hot, Brian, it's difficult to stop, isn't it?
Well, it was a pure speculator because he didn't know that Wellens was there, but there were 3 white shirts there, so a fair chance of making the play happen. He knew that they were there somewhere, so he used the force. He used his Jedi magic and threw the ball out there, and it stuck with Wellens to finish.
But when you are running hot, things happen. And there's no doubt Saints are running hot. Now then, Foster, Jamie Foster. And he had the extras. Yes, he can. 36-4. Well, what can you say to Leeds, to their coach, to their fans, to their players?
He's disappointed, and I'm sure all the fans who've travelled over the Pennines certainly will be of the same feeling. He knows that he's been taken apart in this second half.
Well, it happened last week, didn't it, which is a worry for him.
Well, they've played 2 of the better sides in the competition, haven't they? But I agree with you, it is a worry, and I think one of the real issues for Brian McDermott, what he might be thinking, is the fact that, you know, we've not helped ourselves in any way, shape or form. We're our own worst enemies in many respects. So discipline is obviously an issue that he needs to consider, and some of his players probably need to talk about and be honest about, put their hand up and be honest with each other.
But another real factor has been the fact that some of the Leeds defenders, some are moving up, some are hanging back. You can't have a dog's back leg, can you? You've got to make sure that you go as a unit.
Well, something's happened there. Leeds have come up with the ball, courtesy of Kylie Luluai. Must have been a ball steal, that. So this has put them on the front foot here.
Oh, mate, hold. Goal.
There's 2 in the tackle.
Well, I think he got it away just before Bailey joined in.
Well, you wouldn't begrudge Leeds a little bit of good fortune.
3.
The next week they play Hull Kingston Rovers, by the way, at Headingley, and Hull KR have beaten Leeds the last 3 meetings, so it doesn't get any easier for the Leeds Rhinos. Delaney, they keep it going to the end though. Delaney, again the pass goes to ground, picked up by Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and he gets the ball down. It's a try here for Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Well, he had a bit of a pop then at the St Helens crowd, I think, behind the sticks there. But Jamie Jones-Buchanan, I told you they wouldn't give it up, and you wouldn't begrudge them a little bit of good fortune. And maybe it was a 2-on-1 steal. Phil Bentham saw it the other way, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan comes up with the try.
Well, here's a steal. Let's see. Yeah, I think he gets it just before Bailey makes contact, so good play by Phil Bentham. The second effort, good work by Brett Delaney, and he took his opportunity well. Good positioning by the official. Well, it's been a consolation. Surely they'll add the extra 2 points. At 36-10, Leeds know they've no real chance of getting back. Will he do it?
Yeah, a few moments ago he did. Sinfield added the extras. But Jamie Jones, I think, said something to the crowd behind the posts. They weren't happy. Phil Bentham had just a quiet word in his ear. Frustrated, obviously, Leeds. Desperately disappointed. But the first try they've scored for a while, that. 54 minutes, it was going to be the 100th minute, so that's 114. I can do maths. Hang on, I can do some maths. Only simple adding up, you understand.
Don't look surprised, Eddie. I've every faith.
Go.
Another brilliant kickoff there from Jamie. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, he was unlucky that didn't hit and go out, but Leeds have got a little bit of respite here anyway, and an opportunity to get down to about the halfway mark and restart their set of 6.
Yeah, not the best, was it, from Scott Moore?
Here's the kickoff. Just look where it lands. Indian goal, and all right, an element of luck because it bounced back the other way, but it was terrific for length, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly confused the youngster, Zach Hardacre. And I think you'd have to say that Royce Simmons realises that these youngsters that he's had to blood, he's had to bring him through because of injury problems, that they really are fighting for their position, not just as a part-time situation, but for a long term, and it looks as though Eastman will get the last 10 minutes.
Yes, he's preparing to come on by the looks of things over on the other side. As Badiris takes it forward, gives it to Sinfield. Here's Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Go. Play on.
Badiris again at a scamper and gives the ball then infield to Ryan Bailey, who hasn't scored in 4 years. So close. Badiris, that's played at. Did it go backwards? No, it's a knock-on. Shenton.
Yeah, they'll get head and feed, will the Rhinos. Well, Shenton surely must have been offside. I don't think he's that quick. Look at that, he was 5 metres once the ball was being passed. Could have been a penalty. Never mind the scrum down.
Hey. He's quick, Ryan, he's quick.
I think they'd bring that back in the Olympic final, wouldn't they?
Here's a chance for Leeds with Webb and to Lee Smith, and Smith gets over for another Leeds try. Well, credit them, they're coming back. They're having a go, they're having a dig at Saints. It's a long, long way back, 36-14 now.
The lack of concentration in defensive line, which has up to now been pretty good. You can see there that Shenton had come away from the line ever so quickly. Couldn't pull it in, and from the resulting scrum, it was good work. Nice play, the combination from the fullback Brent Webb comes on the angle, pulls in Shenton. No one was going to stop him. That's a good try, well worked.
And they're showing what they're capable of, aren't they?
A little bit too late, I feel, for the coach, Brian McDermott, but yeah, he'll pick the bones out of this one somewhat. Oh, what a great kick.
Wonderful kick from Kevin Sinfield. 36-16, something for them to shout about, but a little bit late, they will say. And he will certainly agree with them.
It's always difficult for a coach, Brian, to assess when you score late tries, when you know the game is gone. Does it go through your mind? Do you think, well, is it because of the opposition have gone down a gear or two, or is it just your guys have lifted?
I think it's an element of both. You see Royce Simmons there, his face tells the pitch that he's really disappointed with the defense. You have to say for 60 minutes Saints have defended really well and carried the ball really well. Leeds have had a couple of breaks in respect of penalties and errors from St Helens, got to the right end of the field, and the amount of talent in this Leeds team, they are going to score some points.
Hold, go.
And here they come again, trying to run the ball away from their own line.
Go. Discipline, lads, come on.
This is Burrow. He gets it away to Webb, who in turn finds Smith. Here goes Ryan Hall.
3, move, hold, go.
Badiris again. It's with Sinfield, Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it, when it appears that all is lost.
4,
Leeds have up the tempo, and they're doing run-arounds, running on the angle that we didn't see in the first 60 minutes.
But he's lost that. Oh, and Ryan Hall pulled the man back. Makinson.
I think he's just take the first knock on, but there certainly was interference, wasn't there? Just couldn't hang on to it.
He drops it, Blair's
Nothing malicious. Just a tickle round the throat, perhaps, or maybe a little bit.
Right in there.
St Helens head and feed with 7 to go. And Roby again. Salford have won that one against Wakefield, I think, 34-12. And I think Warrington have won at the Crusaders as well. 56-16 last time we heard.
Hold. Go.
Pulatua.
3. Move. Wait, lads. Wait. Go. 3.
It's been a late rally from Leeds.
4.
But Saints will be eager to get the scoreboard ticking again.
Hold.
Conceded those 2 tries, and it will not be pleasing their coach, Roy Simmons, but will certainly make up for it if they can produce some magic. And they have done that. Oh, is that a lost carry?
Yes, it is. And Leeds are energised enough to make their way quickly to this scrum.
I get the impression that one Mr. Wilkin not happy.
Boys. Hey, James. Mike on here, come on.
Well, a little bit of a rub of the green again for Leeds, perhaps.
Put it in. Out.
And here goes Delaney once more.
1. Move.
Last 6 minutes.
Hold, lads, hold. Go. 2.
Charged forward by Lauatiti.
Wait, lads, wait. Go.
Vidiras and Sinfield. Back it goes.
No, I still got it this
once again to Ryan Bailey. Leesman's after him. Leesman gets him down.
Stuck to him, didn't he?
Go.
A little smile then. Vidiras tries to bounce Eastman out of the way.
It was little and large, wasn't it?
Hold.
Really going into it.
McShane to Burrow.
A little bit of spite just creeping in these past few moments. Did well there. Ryan Hall.
He did, Ryan Hall. He came back and retrieved a seemingly impossible situation. That could have been an obstruction as he ran round the back of Bailey. He's lost the ball anyway. Moore has dropped on it for Saints.
Sinfield lost control. Mainly due to the impact. The one thing that Saints have done tonight is that they've really kept Leeds from getting the ball out wide. The likes of Lee Smith and Brett Delaney and the 2 wingers, Hardacre and Ryan Hall, never had many opportunities to handle it and get through the break.
You're right, Steve. I think that Leeds, if they've been guilty of anything tonight, I think they probably started by playing a little lateral, and they didn't go. I don't think they went forward enough early on in the game to assert some authority and dominate. And I think that's kind of been the effect that it's had on the way they've started. And I think that's why St Helens were able at one stage to get a lot of momentum in this game.
Well, I'm not one for stats, but I must say, oh, that's a beautiful kick into the corner. Can I get to it? Oh, well worked there, Ryan Hall.
Yes. He jumped from the field of play to goal line dropout.
Pressure kick.
He's absolutely spot on, Phil Benton, with that.
Yeah. The point I was trying to make, Eddie, is that St Helens, they've made 13 clean breaks, as against only 3 from Leeds tonight. And that tells its own story, doesn't it?
It does, but Ryan Hall has come up with that. That's good play from Kevin Sinfield. It's shallow goal line dropout. Well, they're showing a lot of enterprise towards the back end, but the tragedy is it's all happened
too late.
They went 36-4 down.
Yeah, far too late, and not the time to get the tempo going. That looks slightly forward. According to the crowd here.
Well, they shouted for everything tonight.
Yeah,
any flat pass has been forward in their view.
They thought it was about a mile forward. Oh, did well there, didn't he? Brent Webb.
He got away with it.
4. Move. Get square. Go 4.
Here's Sinfield again. And that's straight into the arms of Pulatua.
1. Move. Hold. Go, well back.
Here's Gaskell. Shenton.
2. Move. Hold, lads, hold.
Moore, who has crowned his comeback with a a try.
3.
Good to see Andrew Dixon back out there. He was flat out and concussed early in the piece.
3.
More to Graham. Pulatua.
4. Move!
Quick on that blind side, maybe give the chance for Eastman to go into the corner.
Lomax finds Wellens. Wellens almost gets it away. Does to Lomax. It's a penalty here to Saints. Pulled back off the ball.
Pull back behind the ball, fellas. On the line. Back up, mate.
I'm not so sure.
Back up. Go.
Got to give a fair amount of credit as well to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. I think he's worked very hard indeed, and on a losing side.
Go.
Moore. Gaskell.
2. Move! Line. Go. 2.
Here's Scott Moore again.
I don't think the big fellow was expecting that. Pulatua. Oh, was it my ball? Big fancy there from Scott Moore.
Well, 36-16, but still room for improvement, perhaps.
It always will be by Roy Simmons.
Well, he'd be expecting him to score there. He would have expected in the last minute and a half that St Helens would put some points on, and they may still do. They may get the ball back, but that'd be the disappointment in the fact that they got that close to the try line, and they should be executing plays, no matter whether it's a minute and a half to go or a minute and a half into the game. Regardless of scoreline, you still need to execute your plays and make sure you play out your sets and continue to build pressure.
Wait. Go. Careful,
We're
Scott.
entering the last minute of the match here. Oh, Sinfield has gifted another. This time to Lee Gaskell. It has been a night that Kevin Sinfield will want to forget. Named in the England squad this week as the possible standoff half. Brian McDermott knows and Kevin Sinfield knows he's gifted at least 2 St Helens tries. The latest to Lee Gaskell, and that seals the Saints' victory.
Well, I think it's a bit different, Eddie, when you're on the losing team, because you need to chance your arm a little bit. Long ball, Lee Gaskell reading that very, very well and coming up and taking a perfect intercept. There we go again. Long ball to Danny Badeiras to Kevin Sinfield. Kevin Sinfield trying to find Ali Lautiti, and Lee Gaskell said, I'll have a piece of this, and go under the post with relative ease. Took it well, read it well, deserved the try. Had a terrific game, Lee Gaskell.
Yes, he has. He and Lomax, it's a developing partnership, isn't it? It's a work in progress. And poor old Kevin Sinfield, he is the most consummate professional. He will have hated every minute of those 2 gifts. And well, Brian McDermott, with not too much to smile about, defeat by 42 points to 16. Second week in a row they've conceded 40 plus. Amy Foster's goal compounding the agony for the Leeds Rhinos coach. Well, they're now 5 points off the top 4.